thank you for giving me an opportunity to support this bill, which, as a person who suffers from hypertension because of the stress that we go through as politicians, this bill, in fact, when I did my research, I realized that the ndengu can help lower your blood pressure. So I want to thank my colleague, Senator Ambua, for actually thinking about the nutrition value, thinking about all those children who suffer from really tough conditions. This product or this crop, once promoted in county governments, can also help be able to prevent a heat stroke. And it can also be able to help most of us politicians who are overweight be able to lose weight. Mr. Speaker, I've listened to the contribution by my colleagues, and I want to make my submissions quite brief, in the sense that when I read this bill, I did not only see a solution to local problems where we talk about food security, but I also was impressed by the fact that Senator Ambua is trying to put Kenya into the globe market of the producers of ndengu. When you look at the countries that produce ndengu, Kenya is not even in the list. In fact, in Africa, it's only Southern African countries that are in the list. If you look at North America, US and Canada, you look at Latin America, European, Asian Pacific, Korea, Middle East, and in fact, the in India, ndengu is produced out of all the world production of ndengu. India produces about 50%, and all that ndengu is consumed locally. China produces about 17%. It would be very, very good to be able to create an enabling environment to allow farmers to venture into this, into the production of ndengu. This is a product that grows into semi-arid areas, and with those global warming, every part of Kenya is now turning into a semi-arid area. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I see various ways in which my brother, Senator Ambua, can be able to improve this bill. You know, I was listening very keenly to the contribution which was being made by Senator Kangata. And although I agree with him, there are some parts that maybe he misread. When I look at the part that he referred to, he talked about anyone wanting to grow to register with the county governments. And you're not only registering with the county government so that you can be able to be charged a fee, but in my understanding of this bill, you're registering so that extension services can be able to reach out to you. You know, there's no way that people will know that you're growing this product, which now there's a bill to promote its production, if you do not let the county government know that you are also growing. The only part that I feel that I would like to request my colleague to change is when it comes to the issue of Part 3 regulations. When you look at Section 9, where it says a person shall not market, process, or carry out large-scale trading of mug beans or mug bean products unless the person has obtained a license from the relevant county executive committee member. Mr. Speaker, I think what I would like to beseech my colleague to change is on the aspect of marketing. You know, because marketing is what helps. When you produce all the product, if you are now reduced to registering with the county government, and if you fail to register, you are penalized with a heavy fee just because of marketing. There's no way that you're going to really encourage the production of this process. I agree with him that because of safety standards and international standards as well, that if you intend to add value, if you intend to process this commodity, you ought to register so that you can be given support by entities like KEFIS, which does a lot of research in production. They'll be able to help you. Because there are other issues that I hope that my colleague can also include in this bill to talk about either organic or GMO. When you look at the world, there's countries that promote GMO. There are countries that do not promote. In this country, I think we are slowly getting into this acceptance of GMO. So I think those are some of the areas that this regulation or the regulatory body should be looking at. What kind of seeds are you bringing into the country? Mr. Speaker, various colleagues talked about the challenges we have in this country when it comes to production or food security. It extends entirely, not only on human consumption, but also animal consumption. Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I was looking for, animal feeds to be able to feed my domestic animals, and I could not get them in Kenya. So I had to import them from Uganda. And because of recent elections in Uganda, they are quite expensive. So I'm also now exploring. So if Uganda is able to get into a market, to be able to sell soybeans, to be able to sell cotton, to be able to sell sunflower, then we also must be able to promote, since we have got a lot of land. And this is why, Mr. Speaker, I keep on insisting and said, land use policy must be enhanced in this country. In areas where you have big tracts of land, the local governments, given that agriculture is devolved, should actually continue encouraging or creating a very good environment that will encourage local farmers to venture into these products. People talk about regulations when it comes to cash crops. Maybe Senator Wambua is being futuristic and looking at this product not only being consumed in Kenya, but being sold out of the country in large volumes for it to help improve the standard of living of the people of Kenya, and particularly the people of semi-arid areas. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't want to belabor the point because most of my colleagues have actually elaborated on some of the points that I had, but I want to re-emphasize on the importance of these extension workers. Because if these county governments can be able to really put a lot of emphasis on this registration aspect, to be able to map out, the areas that can grow this product, and also be able to put in extension workers there and carry out these public participation, or also awareness that if you grow mung beans in this area, or ndengu in this particular area, there are 3 or 4 extension workers, and you will get to know them in person. Those extension workers, Mr. Speaker, I would like to suggest to my colleagues, should also be registered with CAFIS, so that they are up to date with the level of technology that is being used to enhance production. So I think this is a good attempt to help our local farmers, and I would like to maybe summarize by saying that I know my colleague, Senator Bishiro, had asked and questioned about the reason why we should call these a mung bean and not calling ndengu beans. I think I would actually say, because you're not looking only at consuming this product locally, you should use a name that is recognized worldwide. And I think mung beans are known worldwide than ndengu. So you need to think how to solve local solution with a bigger market. The biggest problem we have in this country is that when we are producers of any crop, you limit yourself to the local market within you. We need to be thinking about how many other customers or how many other consumers of our goods are there. If we produce milk in Narok County, we don't only have to look at Narok County. Maybe in Narok County we have 1.2 million people. And each and every day in our country, we produce over 300,000 liters of milk. For us to be able to progress well and to succeed, we have to think about the 4.4 million people who live in Nairobi, who consume this product. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill, and I congratulate my friend for thinking local, but also trying to get some international standards in the production of our local products. I thank you, Mr.